Testing.
Stadium on the campus of Southern New Hampshire University for the NCAA Division II Men's Soccer Championship. Today's Super Region 1 second round match features the 7th seeded Eagles of Post University and the 2nd seeded Penmen of Southern New Hampshire University. Now let's meet the starting lineups first for the Eagles. At back, a graduate student from Denia, Spain, number 3, Santiago Palacios. At back, a graduate student from Stockholm, Sweden, number 5, Felix Nassen. At forward, a senior from Maia Porto, Portugal, number 7, Francisco Sosa. At midfield, a junior from Stavanger, Norway, number 8, Marcus Botungi. At midfield, a graduate student from Puglia, Italy, number 10, Luca Dottoli. At midfield, a senior from Santiago, Chile, number 18, Diego Silva. At midfield, a graduate student from Coimbra, Portugal, number 20, Luis Rodriguez. At back, a graduate student from Trapani, Italy, number 22, Riccardo Di Vincenzo. At forward, a sophomore from Belo Horizonte, Brazil, number 23, Matias Milagres. At forward, a freshman from Penagila, Spain, number 29, Mark Bayer. And in goal today for the Eagles, a graduate student from Madrid, Spain, number 1, Ricardo Moreno. The Eagles are coached by Ted Haley in his 20th season. He is assisted by Luis Figueiredo, Scott Vanderwall, and Ryan Dunnigan. And now the starting lineup for the Southern New Hampshire University Penmen. At back, a sophomore from Castellón, Spain, number 2, Alex Pons. At midfield, a sophomore from León, Spain, number 5, Gabriel Castro. At midfield, a graduate student from Santander, Spain, number 6, Chus Ortega. And forward, a junior from Bruckmühl, Germany, number 9, Philip Herman. And forward, a junior from A Coruña, Spain, number 11, Iago Perez. At back, a graduate student from Rock Hill, New York, number 18, Liam Evans. At midfield, a graduate student from Llanera, Spain, number 20, Danny Gonzalez. At midfield, a junior from Cordoba, Argentina, number 21, Alejo Caceres. At back, a freshman from Glendale, Arizona, number 22, Haroon Conte. At midfield, a graduate student from Milan, Italy, number 23, Matteo Perrone. In goal today for the Penmen, a senior from Windham, New Hampshire, number 0, Preston Neal. The Penmen are coached by Josh Taylor in his 10th season. He is assisted by Scott Chrysofides, Phil Tuttle, and Alex Satrustigi. At this time, we ask all that are willing and able to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, performed this afternoon by Mr. Al St. Louis.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome the officials for today's contest. The referee is...
Good afternoon and welcome to the second round of the NCAA Super Regional here at Mark A. Willett Stadium. My name is Aiden Jamison, and joined here on mic, and to my right is Mr. Dayton Crockett, while we have Harsha spinning the ones and twos, and we have Tyler DeWalby down on the field for some sideline commentary for you all throughout this game. Neither team walking in unfamiliar territory, as they have each faced each other earlier in this year. Penman won that game 7-0 in a blowout win at Waterbury, Connecticut, and now has the blessing of hosting an NCAA postseason game. The Eagles are coming off their win against UDC on Friday, where they won 1-0 off a goal from Marcus Tungy 5 minutes into the second half. The only goal scored was just enough to beat the Firebirds and advance to this game here today. Post walking into this stadium with a leg up, having actually played game time in this stadium over the last 3 days, while the Penmen haven't played here since their win in the NE10 championship against New Haven 8 days ago. Dayton, this is a very important game for both sides, as neither team has advanced past this point in the NCAA postseason over the last 5 years. What is each team looking to accomplish here today?
Well, we're going to start out looking at Post here first. They have a really good record. They're 13-5-3, and they're a strong team. But the big player, like you mentioned a minute ago, Marcus Tungy, he got the game-winning goal in the last game. So far, he's got 4 goals and 4 assists on the season. He's having an amazing year, and it's one to remember. But now we're going to transition it to the home team for the Penmen. Now, they have had a historic run. They had a sweep in the NE10 major awards, and 14-2-2 on the season, just won the NE10, and they're hungry, and they're happy. But the big player for them, Philip Herman, coming into this, 10 goals and 2 assists. He's a playmaker. He can get in there. He gets in the dirty spaces, and he gets those goals. That's what he's known to do.
Yeah, we're sporting those nice neon pink cleats for us up here in the booth. Also, head coach for the Penmen, Mr. Josh Taylor. And on the other side for the Eagles is head coach Ted Haley. Ted Haley in his 20th season. Josh Taylor in his 10th.
Yeah, and he just got Coach of the Year in the NE10. And like we were saying, historic sweep for the Penmen in the major awards. And it's impressive to just get that done. It hasn't been done often. So when you do that, it shows that you have a team that can really go out there and perform. They won the NE10 championship. That was a huge historic night for them. First time they've won in, I think, around a decade. And so it was really impressive being here and witnessing that. They had a student section here supporting them. They got a small one today. Actually, it's looking pretty big, but it's going to be really fun to commentate this one with you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Wouldn't want to have anybody else here to my right. So now we have the Penmen, white jerseys, blue numbers, blue lettering, and they post Eagles those orange jerseys, orange soda colored jerseys with the white numbers and purple lettering. As here already getting active in this one, Penmen taking over at the wide side as it's taken out of bounds early in this one. Gabriel Castro. This Penmen team, we know like they pushed it. We know they like to push the pace. Here, as Alex Pons, bottom of the screen, getting back to captain Liam Evan, defensive player of the year Liam Evan. As now here Pons gonna go right back to that back line. We know how strong this Penmen back line is and how important it is for them to keep that strength high here today in this one.
Yeah, it's definitely something that as a team they've really worked on this season, is having that strong line. And you see most of their offenses run through the back line as they swing it over to Conte, who has a leg on him, and you're going to see him use it here.
As the header there from the Eagles, not going to connect, but look at the Penmen keeping control of the ball right at the top of the NE10 logo there. It's Danny Gonzalez working his way back to the middle. We know the Penmen like to keep the ball outside but push it fast when they get in there, as a shot from the parking lot gets picked up by Moreno. Moreno coming into this game, 63 saves and 80 save percentage in net. This one boosted all the way down. Conte with the header, as Caceres got that one up, and now the Eagles taking the turn and moving up the field, far sideline. Look at Conte defense there, just surrounding. Like we said, this back line just covers sideline to sideline on the pitch. Not going to let that ball get too far from them.
No, they've always done a really good job on holding the teams, making them go to the outside, making them choose the wrong pass, making them make a hard pass. And it's something they've done so well and consistently this season, and that's why they have such a good record.
So now Penmen are going to try working it back on the offensive side of things. 43 degrees here today in Hooksett. 32-mile-per-hour wind gusts, making that temperature drop down to 29. Make it at least feel like it's 29.
Chilly day to be out here, but it's a good day to play. It's sunny, and who knows what we're going to get for an outcome.
As Perez here in the corner gets it off to Pons. Pons just tried to get it back. Perez had a leg up, but it'll be a throw-in for the Penmen early. As you can see, the SNU Ultras making their way here to the stands. Those Penmen super fans that bring the flag and make tons of noise for this men's soccer team. Glad to see them make their way here to the second round of the NCAA tournament. As Castro legs that one into the middle. Conte comes up to send it back offensively. As now Eagles take over, putting that one out and in front. Palacio was out in front to grab that one. Slid down trying to save it. Liam Evans boxed him out.
Yeah, this is something the Penmen defense needs to keep an eye on. this Eagles team they have legs. They can run the ball really well. And it's just something you need to keep an eye on, especially if you're in that back line. They're going to try to use that deep ball and send someone, which they tried doing there, but Liam Evans had a really good defensive play to make sure that the ball was in no way in harm's way. So it's just something they got to keep an eye on throughout this game. But the Eagles also have to focus on that because the Penmen, they have the same strategy. So it's going to be basically the two strategies are the same, but they're just going to collide with each other.
As that throw-in from Caceres now works its way back. Moreno's going to send it back. Bottom screen of the pitch. We'll stop and start. Looking to get through. If anything, it's Milagres there. Now working it back towards the middle. Penman, Iago Perez has a pass out in front, and this is an opportunity. Crosses to the middle. Herman with the right foot, not able to get it in front. Ricardo Moreno, head on a swivel, makes a great save at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, that's a huge save to keep the Eagles in this one. That was a really good chance to make this a one-goal game, but they just couldn't find a way past him. But that's another thing that they need to be careful of is the Penman team can take advantage of turnovers so quickly and so easy. And the Eagles, they've had an issue with turnovers these last few years, so it's just something they need to keep an eye on. But the Penmen, they also got to watch some of the turnovers. We saw a bad turnover, but they were able to corral the ball back and really make something happen there. So just something to keep an eye on throughout this game is the turnover factors from either team.
Now Moreno got it back from DiVincenzo. Tries to go wide side with it. Milagres battling, not able to keep it alive. Ortega for the Penmen, great defense as Castro's pass out in front. Philip Herman not able to grab that one as we have a Penman down. Gabriel Castro pops right back up. Setting up here for the free kick for the Penmen. This is going to be the first opportunity for them. They'll just go Alex Pons, wide side, baseline cross pass. That one popped in the air as the Eagles defense sends it to the close sideline. Pons will get another throw-in opportunity.
Yeah, but there was a really good chance for the Penmen. That's two chances already that they've had to get one. Just looked like he couldn't get enough under that ball to really put it on net, but a really good attempt on a pass, and they really started to make something happen there. It looked like the pieces were going to connect, but just a little bit of a missed touch, couldn't hit it.
So now left leg boot goes up to Pons' side. Header from the Eagles. Sousa made contact with that one first. They're going to put it out in front for him. Too much on that one. Back to Liam Evans here. Close sideline. Going to work it back towards the middle. Rucante. Wide side to Caceres. As missed pass there. Conte picks it up. Now tries to advance it up. Castro just sent it straight to that back line. Moreno kept it alive for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's a big thing that Penman have done so well this season with is that long ball. And you can see they're trying to get it going here early. But with this wind, it's really hard to get some of these deep, long balls going because the wind is just screwing with the issue with the spin and just sometimes pushing it back. So it's hard to calculate with that.
As they got a pass out in front here, Eagles offense was out and running, but Conte defense stepped up in a huge way. Got that one to roll back for Preston Neal. Sousa got Neal's contact. As great defense from the Penmen there allow the Eagles to have to take a reset moment here. Silva looked like he wanted to go back, fakes it, gets the pass in the middle. Now to Tolley. Goes wide side, Palacios. Back to Tolley. Left leg boot. Looked like it went off the throat of Tungi. Circling back through, right boot. Preston Neal gets up with the right hand. Takes care of that one.
A really good diving save there for Neal. It's one thing he's done really well is getting up there and making those saves that a lot of goalies can't make, and that's why he got goaltender in the year for the NE10, and it was well earned. You can see this season he's done quite amazing, and he's really put this team in a spot that they can really advance and they can just do their work.
As the shot from Rodriguez wasn't able to go through, we'll see the corner from Detoli now setting up. Caceres blitz that one, send it out the baseline.
All of that offensive rush started off one thing, and we talked about it earlier, the turnovers. It started with a Penman turnover, and it really turned to a huge rush for the Eagles. They had a few chances to get one on net, and they got one on net, but Preston Neal was there to save them again. So it's just something they need to keep an eye on and try to reduce those turnovers, keep the possession in your favor, and try to make something happen, get a rush off maybe one of their turnovers. Try not to allow one.
As Gabriel Castro looked like he was trying to dribble through a couple of defenders. Eagles swarm the nest, not going to let that ball poke through. As that pass out in front for nobody. Conte tracked it down, but Preston Neal comes out of the box. Going to give it right back. Conte wide side now, right in front of that Penman logo, making his way back towards the middle. This Penman team like to work their passes outside and let their athleticism carry them down the field. We know how fast they like to push the ball. As Castro here makes its way up to Alex Pons. Pons back to the middle, a little backtracking here. They're going to try that left side now with Caceres. So they finally get it to him top. Now a little pass here. Philip Herman not able to corral that one off the chest to Herman. As Caceres tapped that one out in front. Possession switch. Eagles, Diego Silva now with the ball to set up the free kick. Just going to get it close. Here, Milagres.
This could be a costly turnover for the Eagles here, because it looks like the Penman have really got their system set up right now, and it looks like they want to try to push this ball quickly.
As you see the Penman now, as you said, pushing the pace. Pons going to go backtrack here. They really like to keep it on this right side, close sideline. Bottom of the pitch here now. Pons working back towards the middle. That one popped up. Contact made. Sousa tangled up with the Penman. Chus Ortega. Penman still with possession. Castro just rainbowed that one out in front. No one home to corral it. As Castro jumps up for the header. Contact made in the middle.
It's a high intensity game. There's going to be a lot of contact, and you expect this in a playoff game, and the intensity is high, and you're fighting for it's a win or go home basically. So if you don't give it your all, you don't try to put yourself out there, put your body on the line, you're not going to get anything out of it.
And it was Castro and Detoli who went up and made the contact trying to go for the header. You can see Castro helping him up there. Great sportsmanship from the Penman. Detoli now making his way back to the sidelines. Walking off on his own strength now, jogging. As we'll see Castro set up the free kick for the Penman. We know that this is another opportunity for them. Castro has the leg to put it out in front. We've seen him try those rainbow shots a couple of times, just chipping it out and in front. Hopefully Philip Herman gets one. Now they'll keep it low for Caceres. Detoli was trailing the play. That one just rainbowed for no one. As now wide side Sousa. Bottom right of the pitch. Sends this one back to the middle. Conte made first contact. Castro now keeps it close. Ortega dribbles his way back towards the middle and then makes a pass to Conte. Conte super active as that middle back line for the Penman. As Caceres rainbows it in. Header off the front. This one dribbling up and in the air. Danny Gonzalez was trying to get something out of that one and not able to. Sousa here back to the middle. Detoli running under that one, but Palacios picks up the slack, leaves it for Detoli just at half field. That's Tungi now. curved just in front of the ref. Lagre sends this one. Preston Neal is tracking it. The header just right of the net.
Yeah, that was a very scary contestation from Neal. It looked like it had a chance to go in. Neal tried to come out and make a big play, but couldn't get his hands on it. So it got a little lucky. It went right over to the right side, but a scary position for the Penmen to be in there. They're not familiar with being in such high chance opportunities because their defense usually stops it. And so something you want to try to stay away from is a situation like that again.
As Iago Perez able to bring that one in, leaves it for Caceres. Now making his way back inside. Baseline, that one just rolled out. It was Danny Gonzalez and Caceres closest to. And Caceres will get it to Gonzalez on the throw-in. So that one looked like it was going to be batted right back out, but Penman keep it in. Conte now with it. Going back to the middle, Castro pops it up with the left leg. Penman in offensive zone. Is it sent out? Eagles defense standing strong. We saw the same thing in the first game.
Yeah, definitely. It's something you want to keep an eye on. Is this Eagles defense so far? They've really held strong for this entire game so far. They know what they're doing, and they're definitely doing good.
And we're going to send it down now to Tyler DeWalby for a little sideline commentary.
Currently here we're seeing a 0-0 score. Obviously the Penmen trying to lock up on defense and see what they can do to get past this post-Eagles team that just previously had a win here. But so far it's been a lot of back and forth play. The Penmen are going to need to keep on doing what they've been doing on offense, and the Eagles are probably just going to need to lock up on defense, keep doing what they've been doing, not let players like Iago Perez or Gabriel Castro, Chus Ortega, Philip Herman get any chances in front of the net here. And with that, I'm going to be sending this back up to Aiden and Dayton for you guys.
Thank you, Tyler, for the kickback to the booth as the Eagles now bottom side just sending that one with the rainbow shot. Liam Evans tracks it down, has Preston Smith backpedaling to his left and is going to elect to give it to his goalkeeper. Conte now in the middle. Pushing it up, has Chus Ortega out in front with a little green grass ahead of him.
Technically not grass, it's turf.
Technically. Ortega now, rainbow to the inside. Caceres in the middle. Takes a left leg, keeps it low. Sends that one straight to Moreno. Tries to go with the offset shot. Instead of going high, goes low. Moreno all over it.
Yeah, a little bit of a wild card shot there. Not something you see from that far out, but he really wound up there. It was one of those things where you could tell he was going to rip that. When you see a player wind up the way he wound up, you just know it's going to be a hard shot, and he was just ready for it, and a good save, corralled it in, and now the Eagles are going to have a chance to try to move this up, try to get something going. It's been hard for them to try to get past this Penman offense or defense right now, so they need to find a way to get past them. Maybe the long ball needs to get going better. Maybe they just need to try to work it through the middle. They just need to find that thing that will click for them to get going.
As Milagres gets it back, Marcus Tungi now with it in the middle, dancing around a couple of Penmen before sending it back. DiVincenzo low and up the field. Mishandled there as it goes right to Preston Neal. And as you were saying, it's hard for this Eagles offense to get going, and they're already a naturally slow-paced offense. Really just clock-controlling team here. They want to really waste as much time as the opposing, and they're fine with winning games 1-0, as we saw Friday they did to move on to this game.
Yeah, they have no issues with trying to just play the defensive game, have a goalie duel, as some people call it, where basically you have your goalie sitting back there and your defense just locking down, making sure there's little to no shots on net, and just trying to kill that clock, maybe every once in a while get an offensive rush. But that play style might not work against a Penman offense that is so deep that they have.
So you saw Liam Evans there trying to bring up the defense from the Eagles to open up some offensive lane. They get it to Perez, baseline, who's going to cross it. And the header from Gonzalez just not directed in the right manner. It goes left side.
Yeah,
Alicio is pressured by Philip Herman. Sorry, Dayton, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're all good. Yeah, it was a really good attempt on a cross, and that's one thing the Penman have done well all season is getting the ball down on the outside, and then they cross it in, and they try to get a header, at least a foot on it. And they've gotten a lot of goals off of it, but it looked like it just hit off his head just a little bit weird. The spin wasn't quite there, so just sent it wide, but a really good, high-caliber chance for them to get a goal.
As now wide side, Caceres. What a pass there. Gets it just inside to Gabriel Castro, as now it's making its way back to Conte. Perone hits the turf on that one. Not able to bring that pass in to Tolley to the middle. Conte steals it away. This Penman defense, they really aren't letting the Eagles get past midfield.
No, it's impressive to see how well this Penman defense has held up so far this game. They haven't been tested too hard, but you can see they're definitely stepping up and they're making big plays.
As that cross from Caceres targeting Gonzalez. Down there close to the net before getting that one sent out.
Yeah, and this is going to be a really good opportunity for the Penman to try to get one on the board. We've seen so far this season that they are really good at getting the ball in off corners and getting at least a chance. Sometimes you might not get the goal right off the corner, but it sets up for another scoring chance, and they've been really good at getting a goal.
So now Castro, the right leg. Eagles sent it away, but an opportunity. That one just low, and Silva kept the leg strong, went straight up. As now possession switch, Eagles are going to take over. So far in this one, Penman have just been pressuring offense all the way into that Eagles defensive zone. Eagles have only made 2 trips down to the Penman's offensive side. Had a close header from Botungi that went just wide right. Other than that, their offense has just been stalled out at midfield. Haru Kante has done an amazing job of just taking away any passes that are not quick enough to connect with their intended target there.
Yeah, and we've seen his get-back game pretty well. He's really good at, if a player gets past him, he's done really well at getting behind him and then getting right back in front of him, stealing the ball away.
As it's Mark Byert for the Eagles. Getting help walking off in this one. That's going to be a big loss for them offensively. 4 goals, 4 assists.
Fabian Ernst.
As now Fabian Ernst for the Eagles going to slot in to Mark Byert's position. Moreno sends it away midfield. Caceres with the shoulder and the header. As right there, contact was going to be made in the air at the header, but Marcus Tungi got underneath and gives the Penman the position here. As we'll see the sun just about to be fully set here. Haru Kante keeps it wide side. Second round of the NCAA tournament here at Mark A. Willett Stadium. As the Penman now again in the Eagles defensive zone, working it back towards the middle. Not able to keep control of the ball underneath them. Iago Perez.
Yeah, and he's not afraid to get the ball in there and get goals. He's got 9 goals on the season, so he can find a way to get through. And it's impressive to see the skill he has when it's the foot skills and the passing ability he's got. It's so impressive. I mean, every once in a while you'll see him pull out a really nice spin move and just he's one of those players that can really change a game. You could see him trying to do it there and just kind of lost the ball.
As Ernst now, the substitution made by the Eagles in position of Byert, lost it. Castro out in front running. Gets it to Philip Herman. We know he has speed. Castro's pass taken away. DiVincenzo. Been an excellent facilitator for this Eagles team in that back line. As Diego Silva now pushing the pace.
And you can see this Penman team, they're giving the Eagles a really hard challenge. They're coming up, they're challenging the Eagles, and they're not making it easy on them. And again, some contact there on the play, but it's a playoff game. You know there's going to be contact. The heart rates are high, the pressure is high, so you're going to be doing everything you can to try to get a win.
As it was Luis Rodriguez who got hit with the contact for the Eagles, as now Detoli sent to send this one away. The left leg kick. Making its way back through Felix Nassin, that repeat Defensive Player of the Year for the Eagles. Marcus Tungy now dribbling around and not able to make that connection. Pass a little bit too out in front. Milagres not able to corral it.
Yeah, we're seeing that turnover game really coming into play here. The Penmen have had a lot of possession this half, and you're just seeing a lot of turnovers by the Eagles, and they need to kind of fix that if they want to get some momentum going, as momentum is a huge swinging point here in a playoff game like this. So it's important for them to try to get that under control, but for the Penmen, they want to try to take advantage of those turnovers. So
as now we're going to see the Penmen here taking over. Castro, bottom sideline. Alex Pons back to the middle. Working through, getting pressured. Chutes Ortega dribbling around three Eagles as Diego Silva finally takes that one away. Now back to Castro. Pons to the middle. Mateo Perron, his pass. No one home to corral it. Iago Perez a bit closer than he thought. Putting it out in front now. Palacios taking it to the middle. Defender on his hip. Pressure from behind. Perron. Looked like he made a shove there. Nothing called as DiVincenzo back to midfield with Botungi here. Sousa. Milagres back to Moreno. Moreno low into the middle to Detoli, one of their best facilitators and offensive weapons. As now DiVincenzo is going to send this one wide side. Palacios brings it in home, and now back side to Ricardo Moreno. So far in this one, the Eagles still have not really progressed the ball past midfield more than those two times he did at the beginning, as Castro steals it away, has it out in front. Iago Perez needed to make one more pass, was not able to keep control. Felix Nassin sends it away for the Eagles.
And it all came off a turnover again. They got to keep an eye on those. The Penmen have really taken opportunities from those, but it gets down deep. But the Eagles' defense there and stops him yet again. So it's definitely something the Penmen want to try to get past this Eagles defense, because that was a huge opportunity. We had, I think it was Castro running. So if Perez could have just gotten that pass and got it to Castro, it could have been an easy 1-on-0 opportunity against the goaltender, and we know how he is against them.
So now here, Conte, right that midfield area. Him and Liam Evans haven't had to progress too far past that point, as Evans now will get it to Conte. Getting on the inside, Gonzalez. Rainbow pass out in front. Ponce tried to circle to get around and bring it back, but it'll stay in possession for the Penmen, luckily. They have the opportunity once more.
One thing we haven't seen this Penman team use a bunch is what they've used in the past, which is the long ball. They've always done good at getting the ball in deep and really sending a runner. but you haven't seen that too much this game.
Ball's been sticking to this bottom side of the pitch on the right side of the field as they're trying to get it down to that baseline, get the crosser in, and maybe try to get a header or even just a low pass to sneak its way through off of one more tap from someone in the middle, and they're just not able to find that.
No, this Eagles defense has really been locked down so far, and they've done a really good job on making sure that nobody can get past them.
As now Caceres with the corner kick elects to just give the pass. Now has an opportunity to cross to the middle. Popped up and in the air. A bicycle kick attempt. Full contact made.
Yeah, that would have been impressive. That was really something to see a bicycle kick attempt there, but some heavy contact, heavy congestion, so he wasn't able to get it off.
It was Danny Gonzalez who made the attempt, and Botungi who took the contact. As we'll see the replay here for that bicycle kick. He goes up here after getting the pass. One more from Caceres. Gonzalez now jumped for it. You can see Botungi got out in front for it. It would have been an amazing play to make for the Penmen here in an NCAA tournament game. Not able to make the connection, but still awesome to see the attempt.
Yeah, that would have been some highlight reel plays right there. One that you want to put on a picture frame, but I know it's hard. It's a video.
La Grace gets it. Marcus Tungi works it up close sideline. Loses a defender. It was Tyler Kraft. As Caceres missed the header off his own connection there. Now Totoli out and running. Puts it out in front for Francisco Sousa, who crosses it. Great defense from Defensive Player of the Year, Liam Evans, the captain on that Penman back line.
That was one of the first few high opportunity chances that the Eagles offense has gotten. And they did a really good job on getting the run in deep, getting a runner, but Liam Evans, who is an outstanding defender, was able to come in and kick that ball out of bounds and make sure nothing came of that.
As here from the corner kick, the Totoli header pops up. As it's not hit. There, possession will switch for the Penmen, and we're going to kick it down to Tyler DeWallaby for some more sideline commentary.
So after another 15-minute interval here, it seems as though both teams are still going back and forth. The Penmen getting a couple of chances, but Moreno and the Eagles up to the task. The Eagles want to just keep on doing what they've been doing on defense, trying to close the gap and not let the Penmen really get anything, and the Penmen are trying to look for better opportunities on the attack as well as more opportunities on the attack against this goaltender Moreno here. And with that, I will be sending it back over to Aiden and Dayton.
And Liam Evans now, thank you Tyler for that kickback back to the booth. Liam Evans sends it back to Preston Neal. As Tyler was saying, this Eagles defense really just doing an amazing job of holding this Penman offense to zeros through the first 30 minutes of this contest. We saw them do the same thing to UDC on Friday. They just both of those teams really like to start the game out slow. But now the Eagles are really just making the Penman play at their pace and their type of soccer, which the Penman are not used to.
No, the Penmen are used to coming out, and they come out strong. They want to come out and they want to get the first goal. That's their biggest goal, get the first one on the board, and then they want to hold that lead. And we saw it in the championship game, in the NE10 championship game. They came out, they got one early one, and then a little bit later in that half, they got another one, and they held the lead. So that's one thing they love to do is get the early goal and then push the ball and get another one. So it's interesting to see how well the Eagles are at holding them early in this game. But again, it's still early. We still have a whole nother half to play, and who knows what's going to happen there.
As that free kick opportunity from the Penmen got nothing, Castro just sweeped it left side, went out the baseline. As we'll see Moreno setting up to send another one away. This is going to be an opportunity for the Eagles to pick up offense right at that midfield and get moving on the other side. Really, they've had to work from right where Moreno is standing now and try to get it all the way down the field, which has been tough to get around this Penman defense. But now another opportunity for them to just keep moving it. Penman defense getting pushed back into their zone here. Free kick opportunity once more for the Eagles in this one.
Yeah, and you're going to see them want to really push this ball in deep and maybe try to send a runner in like they did last time they had a chance. But you can see Castro, he's not having any of it, and he wants that ball back.
You'll see Milagres here. Tries to get it to Sousa, who is not able to keep it in the field of play. Penman possession with 13 minutes and 30 seconds left here just below the SNHU logo, bottom of the pitch. As Conte to the middle now. He's going to start pushing the pace. Brings up to Tolley defensively. Forces a pass to Caceres. Look at the speed from Caceres out in front. He's just running in front of all the defense. Here has an opportunity to get the cross. Got tripped out in front as that one rolled out the corner. It'll set up the corner for the Penman as we see Castro making his way to that spot here.
Yeah, that was impressive to see such a run from a defender like that. And it's always fun when you see a defender try to go coast to coast. And just some heavy contact, but the good defense from the Eagles to get that ball back out of bounds.
As we'll see, Castro didn't take the shot, just got the pass to Caceres, who is battling for it all the way out of bounds there. Has to leave it back for Moreno as it switches possession for the Eagles to take over. Another minute of great defense from the Eagles there. Penman had a couple of great opportunities. I mean, we saw the athleticism for Caceres just take off there. Was not able to get anything out of it, so now the Eagles are going to want to try to turn the tide, pick back up where they were offensively past midfield.
Yeah, but they got to keep an eye on these turnovers. The turnover game is not they can't afford to keep turning the ball over like they are right now.
As Ortega now pops it up and in front. Defense wasn't able to get any hold of that one. Just went off the header from the Penman there.
Yeah, and there again,
I think it was Tyler Kraft who made contact with that one.
Yeah, and there again, it's the turnover game. We were just talking about it. Came off a turnover and another chance. So the Eagles, they need to, I don't know if it's the coach needs to talk to them. The players just need to figure out, have better communication. But they really got to keep an eye on these turnovers because these Penmen, they're taking advantage of every turnover, and they're trying to make something happen. So they just got to keep an eye on that, and we're going to keep an eye on that one too because it could really shake up this game.
Silva popped that one up. The Tolley kept possession, and now that one flies up in the air. Ernst brings it down as Kraft, a little behind the back action, just sent it out of bounds, needed a bit more space to try to make that move get off, as here we'll see the Eagles taking over for the throw-in. Palacios gets it over the top. Kraft battling for it. Ernst gets his pass off back to the middle now. Tungi's pass. Milagres out in front. Crosser pops up. One more in the middle. Alejo Caceres. Heads up play. Steps out in front and just saved Preston Neal from giving up a goal here in this first half.
Yeah, huge defensive play there by Caceres, who basically played goalie himself. Preston Neal was running out, trying to get the ball, but it was tipped back in front. But a huge block and a defensive clear by Caceres to keep the Penmen in this one and keep it a 0-0 game.
And that's just the type of communication you need to see from your goalie and your back line as this ball passes back up through. Chus Ortega in the middle. Now outside, Alejo Caceres gets that pass. One more on the inside. Gets it. Danny Gonzalez has it. DiVincenzo steals it away, and he's out and running. This pass back to the middle. What a pass. Puts it out in front. Francisco Sousa leaves the ball behind him for a second. Tries to dribble it around. Poked loose. Alex Pons.
Yeah, this Penman defense is clicking on all cylinders right now. They're stopping every opportunity that the Eagles have had. And the Eagles just got to find a way to get around them. They haven't been able to yet, but it's going to be interesting to see what they plan to do next to try to get some action.
We'll see the throw in here. Milagres over the top. Tungi puts it out in front for Sousa. Sousa now putting it in. Milagres looked like he wanted to get the left leg crosser in and out front. Ernst was the one sitting in the middle for the Eagles, not able to do so. As we'll see the throw in again, Milagres. So that one popped into the air.
Yeah, you can see some wind. The wind is really like controlling this ball when it goes up into that air. And so the long ball is just not working so far, especially because the wind is blowing from right to left. So for the Penmen, if they're trying to send it down the field, they're going to have an issue with the wind trying to push it against it. So it's just going to pretty much float in the air.
As Caceres and Castro back and forth. Liam Evans now with it. Yeah, the weather is definitely going to be an issue. Especially with that wind, 32-mile-per-hour gusts here, and hooks it. As Conte now goes back to the middle. Left leg pass. Detoli out in front with Ernst. One of them has to take it. Caceres poked it loose and has it out in front. Parking lot shot, no one home to bring it in. Yao Perez last to be closest.
Caceres is having himself a game right now. He's had a few really big plays on defense, and then he runs the ball up. He tries to center it there. He's had a few shots. I don't think you can ask much more from a defender. He is basically the offense right now. He's been controlling it from the backfield. He's just got to keep this up. The Penmen have really been doing good on utilizing him from the backfield and using him to push the ball up forward. It's quite impressive.
Now Moreno gets that pass out in front. Sousa battling with it through Ortega. Circles around, leaves it up. Tungi gets a pass off. Milagres now. What a pass to the middle. Just rainbowed it up and over. And now another pass in the air. This time battle between Conte and two Eagles. Conte header. Castro sent it back. Now Diego Silva. Post pushing the pace. Has Milagres behind and out and running. Now Sousa back to the middle. Lost his defender for a second there. Great move. Milagres passes it on the inside. Tungi, that was the man who had the one goal last time. You can see him hands on face. Had an opportunity there to put one in the back of the net.
Yeah, he wants that one back. He wants to get a better contact and actually put that one on net, like you were saying. But it all starts out with what was happening on the sideline. A huge play there, some good footwork to get the ball free and get across in. And just missed contact there from Tungi, and it's impressive to see how well the Eagles are bouncing back in this game.
So now Conte gets that one pass deflected a bit, but Caceres' speed closes the gap. And he has another speedster that he's trying to get the ball to there in Tyler Kraft, who was not able to get the possession for the Penmen, but Conte gets up in front of that one. Now back to the middle. That's Fuentes. Gets the pass. Pass on the inside! Shot from a different area code. The goal, Tyler Kraft.
Jeez, that was a strike. He did not want to leave that any chance to get saved. He buried that one.
The 6'1" junior from Londonderry, New Hampshire, homegrown kid here at Southern New Hampshire makes the goal. Replay coming at you now. See the pass here. Fuentes gets control of it, leaves it up for Kraft, who just out in front takes the shot. What a goal to draw first blood. 1-0 for the Penmen.
That's exactly what we've been waiting to see from this Penmen offense. We know what they're able to do, and when they get their foot on the ball in an open lane, they know how to bury it from anywhere on the pitch. And so it's so impressive to see him all the way back there to strike it the way he did with so much power.
So now Penmen have that bit of a cushion for them. Up 1-0. 5 minutes remaining in this first half. 4 shots on goal, and one of them finally came through. The rocket strike from Tyler Kraft. Now we see the Eagles trying to answer back. Palacios' speed gets him the ball. He tries to slide and get the crosser. Actually connects to Fabian Ernst. Tungi now answers right back. Eagles gets it right back. Marcus Botungi, the man who scored last time for the Eagles, ties it up just like that.
Yeah, they brought the offense back. You could see the second they kicked off there that they had the intensity. They wanted to get that goal back. And who else but Tungi, the player we were talking about looking at.
The replay here. Pass got inside, laid up perfectly. Botungi. Preston Sneal guessed wrong, went left. Tungi went right. What a way to answer back.
So now you're going to be looking for this Penman team to get back. They're hungry. They want a goal now. They just had one, and then it was tied. Now it's tied, so who knows what's going to happen next. So it's going to be like a movie pretty much. It's going to be a back-and-forth game. We knew it coming into this. When you're in playoffs, it's going to be a back-and-forth game. You're not going to see a blowout.
And the goals 40 seconds apart here. Penman made the first crack in the dam, and now the water's just flowing through. This could be the nudge that both offenses needed to get going here in this one. Post was shut out last time they played SNHU, where the Penman won 7-0 in that game. Martin Zapata had 2 goals on 2 shots on goal. He's not playing today. He picked up a yellow card earlier this month and then won in the championship game. So now that will equal to a red card. He's not allowed to play in this one. But Herman, Armblaw, Gonzalez, Siegel, and Charlie Pruce all scored 1 goal also in that game.
Yeah, we were talking about how deep this offense is, and I mean, I would say Martin Zapata is probably one of their best players. He's got 9 goals, 10 assists, and so he's put together a season. It's definitely got to be a piece they're missing for this game, especially after he scored 2 last game they played. So it's going to be a piece missing for this Penman offense, but they're so deep that they can just make up in any way, as you saw Kraft easily getting a goal there.
As Sousa with the header there. Log race, rainbow shot to the middle. Liam Evans is the one to track that one down.
This is where the Penman offense loves to set up. They're in the backfield, and sometimes, if it's not too bad, they'll send a guy in and they'll send the ball deep.
Now Conte sends that one on the inside. Fuentes tries to get it right back to Tyler Kraft. They really like that connection. They're just going to go right back to it offensively. As it did not work, Conte picks it up on the back end. Now Caceres. Ortega gets a pass out in front. Tyler Kraft has speed. Leaving now for Pruce. Charlie Preuss, excuse me. Out in front of that one. Pass in here from Caceres. Leaves the Penman with an opportunity. They're going to leave Tyler Kraft close. Hopefully you can work it back into the middle. As they're going to go to Caceres and now back to Tyler Kraft. Work their way back through that back line. Conte now. Evans back to Conte. Conte wanted to go to the middle. Elects to go outside. Ortega to Caceres. Caceres, his pass on the inside. Deflected a few different directions before sent right back to the middle. Liam Evans on an island with the ball here.
This Penman team, they want to get a possession here that they can really have a high chance opportunity. So they really need to get something going here where they can get the ball moving down in deep, maybe get 1 man running, maybe 2, but they got to get the ball in their possession, keep it in their possession, and make sure that they can get something going.
So now we'll see with the Penman here. Preuss closest to that one. Rainbow's right next to Tyler DeWallaby, who we are going to check it down to for some sideline commentary.
1 minute remaining in the half, 1 minute.
With 1 minute remaining in the half, both teams going back and forth, really just giving it their all in this game, and it seems like toward the end of this one it's going to be just an absolute dogfight right to the very end. Both teams having lots of offensive power, lots of defensive prowess, so this is going to be a one-goal game, it seems like, at the end of this one. I'm Tyler DeWallaby, handing it off to Aiden and Dayton for the last 30 seconds.
Back here in the booth, Tyler DeWallaby with the handoff. Castro here, tries to get it inside. DiVincenzo battling it. Preuss kept it alive. Popped shot in the middle, header picked up Moreno. With 10 seconds left. Looks like it's going to be 1-1 going into the locker rooms. 40 seconds apart for the goals in this first half. Decided to open up the floodgates in those final 5 minutes. Penman 1 to Post 1 as we head to halftime. Don't go anywhere in the next 15 minutes. We'll be right back.
Post University Eagles 1.
Welcome back here to the round 2 of NCAA tournament action between the SNHU Penman and the Post Eagles. In that first half, SNHU 1-1 against the Eagles. Now here looking at shots, Penman up 8-6 in that category. And then shots on goal, Penman 4-3 to the Eagles. Eagles quickly answered back within a 40-second margin between the goals scored. But for the goalkeepers here, 3-2. Moreno 3 goals to Preston Neal's 2, and then possession total. The Penman have just been owning the ball handling here, 63% to the 37%. And now we're going to take a look at those 2 goals scored.
Yeah, the first one we're going to look at is the first goal here. It's going to look at the, 1 second, having some technical issues here. All right, there we go. We're going to look at the Tyler Kraft goal. It was a beautiful setup, passed right out, and just a strike that went buried at bottom corner there. Couldn't get to it, but a really good strike. And then we're going to look at Tunke's goal. Also another really good strike. A good pass there to center it in. Missed play there. Missed block shot. And just got past Preston Neal. Preston Neal guessing wrong. And can bury that one.
Now, with 20 seconds left, Penman have taken the field. Eagles yet to come out of the locker room in this one. Head coach Josh Taylor in his 10th season for the Penman, winning Coach of the Year in the NE10. Penman swept NE10 awards entering this one. They also took the NE10 championships the last time they played at home here today. Eagles played Friday against UDC, where they beat University of District of Columbia 1-0 off a goal from Marcus Botungi. He's having an excellent NCAA postseason for the Eagles now in this one. Penman 10-2-2 against the Eagles all time. 8-1-2 at home. As the Eagles playing here, the Penman last September 6th, 2023. That game ended in a 2-2 tie, as we're tied up here now that the Eagles have taken the field. Looking at some more of the Penman offensive stats coming into the second half here. Penman are outscoring opponents 18-5 in their last 6 games. So now being tied up in this one and seeing their offense be stalled that much is just not what they're used to be playing in, as Penman are making their 24th appearance overall inside the dance, looking to move past this second round for the first time in 6 years as a program. The Eagles looking to move past it in the last 5 years, of that program.
Yeah, it's been a really good game so far. Very neck and neck game. Penman definitely have had the possession. They've had more chances. They've had the opportunities to really get something going, but they haven't been able to find the back of the net a lot, which is very unfamiliar for them. They have 52-15 shot goals, so they've outscored their opponents a lot to a little, basically. And it's very interesting to see how well the Eagles team has done at holding them to nothing. So it's coming out of half. Eagles just scored, but the Penman scored a little bit earlier, literally 40 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see the approach from each coach's standpoint and what they're going to have their team go out and do.
Now Moreno making his way back, skipping and hopping back to his spot in the net. We're going to kick off the second half action here, all tied up at Mark A. Willett Stadium, as we got a hot one. This is the first time these two teams are meeting inside the NCAA tournament. It's already coming to be an amazing game. Caceres close on the sideline here defensively for the Penmen, as the sides have flipped. Castro now Going to start things off for the Penmen, trying to push the pace. Perone, wide side of the field. Liam Evans now wide side.
This Penman team, they want to push this ball early. They want to get a good possession here, a good shot on net, possibly a goal, just so they can get the momentum swinging in their favor early in this half.
Now we'll see Caceres crossing it to the middle, an amazing pass in between two defenders. Tyler Kraft fighting for it. Silva did a great job of extending his arms there, not making sure Kraft could get around him, as the possession rolls still with the Eagles. Now wide side here, Penman battling for it as it shoots to the middle. Now out in front. Sousa for the Eagles, offside called. Just a little bit too much out in front now. Penman going to take it wide side. That far side of the pitch, Pawns gets it up, Perone, back to the middle. Kraft, a little touch pass. So now as the lights turn on, Penman at home under the lights once more. Caceres, full control of the ball here. Kraft let that one slip by. Throw in now for the Eagles. Palacios over the top. Caceres pressuring him. Turned Ernst on the inside as Conte got control of it. So now Penman working back to the middle. As Evans changes his mind, hits the U-turn, gets the offense rolling back in that same direction as that one's sent out.
Yeah, this Penman team, they're holding the ball. They're having the possession that they want, but every time they try to push that ball in deep, the Eagles, they come up and they step up and they make big stops, big stop after big stop. And so the Penman, they need to find a way to get around them. And for the Eagles, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. They're holding the Penman to nothing so far this half.
As Conte here works it back to Caceres, and like you said, that Penman really trying to get that offense to kind of kickstart itself a lot sooner in this second half. Took them first 41 minutes of play in that first half before anything went in, and then 40 seconds after scoring a goal themselves, they gave one up on the other end. Really trying to change the tide here in this one as the Eagles out in front rolling in their offensive zone. One pass to the middle. Preston Neal just scoops it up.
It's one thing he's done really well all season is getting out and scooping the balls up through missed passes. He's very aggressive when he plays. He comes out and he makes himself big and he really challenges the players. So it's going to be a huge thing for the Eagles to keep an eye on, and maybe if Preston Neal slips up every once in a while, they might get an opportunity from that. So it's just something that they don't want.
Tyler Kraft felt anchored there on the sideline, was trying to get out in front for the ball, just a little too slow to get it fully made with contact there, as Castro, a little shove, will switch possession to the Eagles. Ernst is going to send it back. Free kick opportunity. As Palacios there, not home to bring it in. Herman jumped for the header, not able to make contact. Gonzalez tries to turn with it and get the ball upfield. That pass almost slips between DiVincenzo and Nasson, where Philip Herman would have been all alone. Not able to do so. Trip here in the middle. Perone with Kraft out and running here defensively. Alex Pons. What a move from Sousa on the outside. Pons on his hip, chasing behind the ball. Crosser. Look at Preston Neal getting up, extending that one. Full extension, two hands on the ball, brought it down.
Exactly what I was talking about just a minute ago. He's good at intercepting those passes that it might be a little weak, a little bit too close to him, but he's going to make him pay for that, basically, and he's not going to let any of that slide.
Perone to Caceres. Now Castro to Caceres. Gonzalez back to the middle. Perone lags behind, still able to get the ball. Liam Evans forcing it here on the inside. Fuentes was trying to press it to Gonzalez, was not able to do so. 40 minutes remaining here in this one. Still tied up 1-1. as this one flies through and out of bounds. Pass in for the Penmen. Defensive Player of the Year, Liam Evans. Just going to get out in front. Pawns. Alex Pawns dribbling. Pushing it to the inside. Kraft just deflected it. Fitting it into an empty zone. Hoping for a teammate to fill it. No one was there as Conte gets that one to stay airborne. Now the battle between Kraft as it's won by the Eagles. Luca Natoli ended up with it, going through DiVincenzo now wide side. Passes quickly going batted back and forth. Now DiVincenzo out in front is going to leave it for his teammate here. It's Ernst as Conte battles it and takes it away. Circles his defender. Now he's out and running with the ball. Back to the middle.
Yeah, Conte with a huge defensive play to get that ball back in the Penmen's favor. And then just ran it up and got a really good pass up. And now they're on the offense, and they want to take advantage of this. They need to get an opportunity here. Get the ball in deep. Get some shots.
Caceres pushing it. Battling here on the inside. Kraft takes it away. Pushing it to the middle. One pass. Fuentes. One more. Philip Herman gets it in to Tyler Kraft. Crossing from left to right. Was not able to make the connection and get the goal.
Yeah, really good opportunity there for the Penmen. Exactly what I was talking about. They wanted to get in. They wanted to get a shot off. They got the shot off, just not on net. But a good passing play to get to the opportunity they got to. So they're clicking right now. So they're dangerous when they're clicking. And so this Eagles defense they have to keep it up. They have to just make sure they're holding them to nothing and making sure that nothing's going to happen.
As Moreno sends it away.
Yeah, so currently the Penmen, they just got to find what's going to work to get the ball past this Eagles defense. And sometimes that works with cycling it through the backfield, which is what they're doing right now. They've done it a lot this season, where they move it through the backfield. It's either going to be through Evans or Conte, and they send a really long ball. And it will send a runner down, and hopefully they can get something going.
As Conte back to the middle. Perrone advancing. Wide side to Caceres. Caceres to the left. Rainbow pass in the middle. That one's sent out by the Eagles.
Yeah, and there was that long ball I was talking about. They're trying to get going, just center it or get something going with it. Maybe they'll get a deep ball in and get a goal, but they got to find a way to connect.
Caceres not in the corner, throwing it in from just in front. As now that one went off the header of Castro. Ernst, wide side. Out and running. Sousa gets one pass. Full speed for the Eagles here. As that one poked loose. Penmen defense, great job to get out in front. As now Herman, Fuentes, dribbling between three defenders, brings in a fourth, leads up in the middle. As Kraft now gets it down low, Castro crosses it off the header, goes left shoulder.
They had a huge opportunity there. The ball movement was there. The chances were galore, but they couldn't find a way to just find one, pick one, and go with it. And they really needed to get a shot off there at least, but they weren't able to. So good job by the Eagles defense to holding them to nothing, really, in that scenario.
So now Moreno getting ready to send it away. With the right leg boot. Header. Off the header of Kraft. Fuentes. Miscommunication there. Put it out in front for Pawns, who is not home to bring it in. Now sent back, Felix Nassin, a repeat Defensive Player of the Year for the Eagles. Palacios splits two defenders, and now he's out and running. One more pass. Marcus Tungi wanted to put that one to the wide side of the field and got stopped through contact. as it's all tied up here 1-1 in this second half. See Marcus Tungy popping up here as Liam Evans closest to him, getting ready to put it down and send away the free kick for the Penmen. Looking for another opportunity here. He really just got it off of a quick shot on the inside. I don't think the Eagles were ready or even had time to react to Tyler Kraft's goal. Just need to replicate that offensive success, get it down, and get a flash of a strike to get to the back of the net. Saw Liam Evans chasing his tail there for a minute as he gets it to Conte. Now bottom of the pitch. Tyler Kraft's not able to corral that one. Luca Natoli got his pass on the inside before Conte stepped up, made the switch of possession. As an over the back there, Danny Gonzalez tracking it down.
Yeah, some heavy contact there. The tensions are high, and the urge to get the ball is very quick.
As you see Diego Silva there trying to back everyone up with a little fake as he goes wide side. He's been an excellent passer in this game. Sets it up here. Look at the spin around. Milagres ends up pushing it a little too far ahead. Rolls out of bounds. Penman throwing it in here. Liam Evans, the one to receive. Between pawns, he goes to Conte. In the middle here. What a pass. Just slips by a defender. Now Caceres has the speed to get out and running. One on his hip, one out in front, into the middle. It's sky shot. Out of bounds.
Yeah, it's going to be a corner. Good chance for the Penman to really step up, try to get something going. It doesn't always have to be right off of the corner. Like I was talking about earlier in this game, they've had chances where they pass it out and then they make something happen right afterwards. So just at least having the ball down in deep can do something.
So now this one crosses into the middle. Great deflection there. Moreno climbs the ladder, uses the right hand like a defensive back, and just swats that one to the baseline. As it'll actually just set up a corner on the opposite side for the Penmen. Caceres now making his way over to that one. Still 1-1 in this game. 32 minutes remaining, 33 minutes remaining. As Caceres set back to send it away. Gets it to the middle as the connection just keeps it right of the net.
Yeah, so this Penman team, they've had chances, but they haven't been able to put them on net, which has been their biggest struggle so far. And they have 9 shots, but only 4 of those are on net. So they really need to get more of those on net, really test this goaltender, and make sure that they can at least hold possession for longer and get better chances.
As Kraft there defensively set his feet a little too wide, went right in between the legs. As Atoli's pass slips right behind Conte's back, an amazing selection to make. As the contact firing from the Penman here, Caceres and then Kraft. As you can see here, free kick set up. Luca Atoli for the Eagles, the lefty. Set up to send this one away. Has his offense gathered to the middle. Palacios closest to him, left leg. Push it in, off the header, bounced up. Preston Neal grounds it and connected that one. He got contact there trying to send it away. As DiVincenzo steps up to the ref. here to get the confirmation of the call there. Made full contact with Preston Neal as he was trying to come out of the box to make the kick.
Yeah, no, Neal's getting a talking to. Yeah, this ref, he's not going to put up with anything. You can already see it, and he's going to call what he sees. He's done a really good job so far tonight in calling the right calls.
As Liam Evans here, wide side. It's going to have to make its way back. Conte gets out in front so that Neal doesn't have to make too much of an effort trying to pass that one in case this one gets intercepted. Just past midfield, Caceres connected. Gonzalez now, Penman ball movement, just passing through everybody here. Fuentes now with the touch. He's going to go over the top, try to get to Preuss. On the inside, not able to do so.
It was a really good run by Preuss there, getting down deep, getting an opportunity and a chance.
It's actually Alex Pons.
Oh,
Saw the
Pons.
number wrong there. That was my fault. I made the wrong initial call.
Good.
Number's far away here. As that one from the parking lot just in to the left side. 1-1 still here. 30 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
It's been an interesting game so far. It's very neck and neck. Penman have had the possession percentage on their side, but it's been a tough game for them. They can't seem to get past this Eagles defense.
As here now, Moreno sends this one away, and we're going to kick it down to Tyler for the sideline commentary.
So here now at the 30-minute mark of the second half, both teams still going back and forth. Like I had said earlier, it looks like it's still going to be just a dogfight right to the very end. Both teams getting chances, 2 corner kicks for the Eagles, 5 for the Penmen. A couple more corner kicks, for the Penmen and Eagles. But still, both these teams going back and forth tremendously, and it's going to be a thriller right down to the end. Going to send this back up to Aiden and Dayton now.
Taking the handoff from DeWalby on the sideline there. Now far side, rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to have a run and a chance. Both sides had a chance there. And it's interesting to see that both defenses able to hold their own. And it's impressive to see them both really doing well this game.
So now the throw in, far side of the field, Penman with Pons, ball in hand, setting up here. Another great opportunity for the Penman offensively to get something done. So far in this one, they have the goal from Tyler Kraft. That came right at that 39-minute mark for the Penman, and then following up at 4 minutes and 15 seconds was the Eagle goal from Marcus Tungy. Brought us to where we're at here as Pons getting ready to get away here. As player down for the Eagles, helped up there by the trainer, off to the sideline. It's Milagres. As here running down to get out in front, put the extra player out on the field so we can get this thing going. 29 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the second half. Hemler in for the Eagles. Simon Hemler, number 16, from Bad Homburg, Germany.
Something interesting is going down on the field. It looks like some miscommunications maybe or something. Not too sure. I wish we could be down there so we could hear, but.
And as they figure out the last couple of kinks out, we're going to take the tiniest break here.
Also in for the Eagles, number 17, Nathan Tao.
As now the Eagles make the quick substitution. Brought in Nathan Tao, number 17. As Liam Evans, here. We know he has the leg, gets it to the middle, just off the header, goes backwards, and it's an easy save for Moreno. Philip Herman put the pressure on him, picks it up, and gets ready to throw this thing out. Needs everyone to space out, says, come on, give me some space here. Let me show off this leg. Gets it off with the right. Gets it just past midfield.
That thing went higher than our booth. That was a high kick.
As Palacios, header, Ernst spinning it with the control. Conte ended up with it for the penman. Preston Neal, great touch there, just kept it right in front. Now wide side of the pitch. Pawns pushing the ball upfield. As the shove down there, Penman will keep control and go run. It was Mateo Perrone who took the push, as here working down, running with some grass in front. Caceres, bottom of the pitch now, left side crosser, swatted defensively. Kraft kept it alive. Caceres bats it away.
Yeah, he wants a redo on that one. It was just a good defensive play there by the Eagles, kicking it off of Caceres to make sure it was going to be their kick, or their throw-in. So now they have a chance to try to go in and make something happen. They want to. They need to. It's not a lot of game left, so they need to figure out some way to get an offensive play going and take back the possession and take back the momentum.
So now Silva with Gonzalez over top of him. They're battling for the ball there. Silva posted him up. Gonzalez out-muscled him. But it sticks with the Eagles there.
Try doing that little fake out again. Some do it earlier.
Gets to space. Sends everyone back. Closest penman is Philip Herman. Right leg sent away to the middle. That one's to Au, who got first contact. Now at the NE10 logo, push to the middle. Perrone there gets it for the penman as Pons sent it up. Now out in front, going to push it to Caceres trailing behind. Has to wait for the ball to catch up to him. Caceres, Kraft, not able to control the pass there. Has struggled to keep possession for the penman when the ball goes his way so far after that goal. Now Philip Herman gets it to Kraft. Kraft dribbling around, pushes it into the middle. Off the header here. Philip Herman dribbling around with it. Lost possession as it's sky shot to the middle.
They keep having these chances, but they can't seem to figure out how to put it on net. They drive it down. They're in the box, but they can't figure out how to get past the defense, get their ball free, get their feet free, and get a shot.
As here, Liam Evans, wide side now, going back. Evans to the middle. Conte. This Penman back line has been so strong all season long. And in this game has had no difference. Now into the middle, Moreno mishandled at first, but then got the save.
Yeah, he's been playing a really good game, keeping the Penman offense at bay and making sure that nothing really comes from any of the opportunities they've gotten. But this Eagles defense is playing outstanding right now.
Now in the middle, pushing it. Rodriguez lost it. Now putting it out in front. That's Martin Fuentes. Put the header down, and that one just tipped off the left hand. Ricardo Moreno sent it just over the top. Fuentes kept the ball in control with the forehead there. And then with the left leg shot just over the top of the goal off deflection.
Oh my, that was a play. A play by both Fuentes and a play by Moreno to get the save.
As we see the replay here, out in front, Fuentes kept it control with a forehead, and now corner kick to the middle here. Push it here with the right foot. Down low to Castro again, pushing it to the middle.
You're going to call offsides, it looks like.
Castro just a bit too much of a trail on the play there. Trying to cherry pick a goal for the Penmen.
Yeah, tried sneaking in back door. Just got caught there.
Moreno now. 23 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, all tied up here on the campus of Southern New Hampshire University. Push it back to the middle here. Tungi at the NE10 logo. Puts it back to the middle. Tungi, one more pass. Still handled by the Eagles. Back to Tungi at the top of the NE10 logo. Conte poked it loose. But now post. Silva back to the outside here. Working its way to the middle. Luca Toli. Just inside with the left leg. Tries to keep it low and sneak it just inside the right side, but wide right.
Yeah, it was a good possession by post. They were able to get the ball moving. They got a few chances. Finally got the shot off, but wide. So a little bit of a disappointing finish to such a good offensive rush.
As here, Evans now push back here up the field to the middle. Castro ends up with it. Wide side, Caceres has some space here. Rodriguez makes contact and gets the ball back. Now to Toli, who's trying to take his time. Sent that one out the back. As we'll see Caceres, the one down here. As he's been doing a lot of running here for the Penmen so far today. Playing both sides of the ball, really being the focal point facilitator for the Penmen, and then defensively just chasing after all those wide passes.
Another player cramping up. On these cold conditions, cramping is going to be a huge factor. So make sure you eat those mustard packets because you don't want to be cramping.
So Silva for the Eagles. Moreno now sends it away from back in net, just past midfield. As it's rejected and sent out, Liam Evans. Now Kraft with the contact. Fuentes in the middle. Dancing around defenders, still has control of the ball. Got the pass off, now out in front. Castro dribbling it back to the middle. Tries to get the rainbow shot. Not enough on it. Moreno able to track it.
Yeah, really, that was a transition play there. They've done it really well all game and this season. That's where they've gotten a lot of goals, is off a transition.
As that one, a long bomb here out in front. The Eagles have possession, pushing it to the middle. Tungi tries to get around, not able to. Penman defense standing strong.
Yeah, they have a wall of steel back there, and not a lot of things get past them. So when you see one get past them, it's surprising to you. But they've done really well this game on making sure that they're not going to let up any big chances, any really close contested plays. So you got to make sure you get in there, and you got to keep doing what you're doing, basically, if you're the Penman defense.
So Neal sets it down real quick, gets the pass off. Conte starts pushing the pace for the Penman. Back to the middle here. Offensively advancing. Now slows it down. Liam Evans just behind midfield. Defender hot on his trail. Still has possession and puts it out in front. Herman with the header. Header from Kraft. Back to the middle. Toli, left leg pass. As we'll see Marcus Botungi and Silva with the pass trailing. Working its way back through that back line. Felix Nassin now wide side. As that's Toli. Really just surfing from sideline to sideline in this game.
Yeah, the wind has died down just a little bit, so the long ball, you can already see it. It's starting to come back for both teams. They're trying to send them more now that the wind is gone.
Conte to the middle. Gets a hang of that one and sends it way back to Moreno. Under 20 minutes remaining in this one, all tied up 1-1. Tyler Kraft with the goal for the Penmen. Marcus Tungy with the goal for the Eagles. As we see some substitutions being made.
Back in for the Penmen, number 11, Iago Perez, and number 23, Mateo Perron.
Mateo Perron and Iago Perez back in for the Penmen for these potentially final 20 minutes.
Yeah, really good, in my mind, a good choice by Taylor to send in one of your best goal scorers in Iago Perez, who's got 9 goals. And when you're in a must-need goal situation, you put someone in that can get you goals. So you got Philip Herman and Perez in there, 2 of your best goal scorers.
As now 2 Penman players tangled up in that one. Perron and Caceres were battling, not able to win the possession. Iago Perez closest for the Penmen. Moreno walking up to this one. Now running behind, gets a hang of it. As contact made just as the ball got there.
Oh. Is this gotta be a yellow card?
Palacios and Caceres tangled up there as a red card assigned. Red card assigned here on the field
To Caceres.
as Palacios just makes his way back behind midfield.
Whoa.
Replay now here. See Caceres down. Palacio walks over, stepping over Caceres, and Caceres brought the right leg up, tripping Palacios. That initiated the red card to be assigned.
Oh, wow. Now this throws a wrench in the game. This just really shook everything up. Someone that's been like a huge factor in this game is now out. And he is not happy.
As Leo Caceres visibly frustrated, making his way back to the locker room after that call. As the Penmen now down a player. It was the second foul on Santiago Palacios.
That's going to throw this whole game that's going to be a game changer for sure. Now the Penmen down a player and one of their star players out for the rest of the game.
Preston Neal back with the ball. As you're saying, Dane, a huge tide turner here with 18 minutes to go.
Not a ton of time left in this game, but we've seen games change within a matter of seconds. As we literally saw earlier in this game, 40 seconds is all it took for the Eagles to come back down and score right after the Penmen.
So now, contact made directly after that point. It was Castro who got initiated with.
Yeah, this game is getting intense at this point. Lots of fouls being handed out and lots of contact. It's going to make for an interesting end.
As Castro send this one away. Now get the rainbow contact. Header made. Sent out by the Eagles. Right in front of the SNU Ultra super fans for the Penmen. Castro throw in, or Ortega's throw in to Perez. Perez still with control, tangled up through some traffic there.
Yeah, and showing off his footwork there, Perez, he's known for that. He can really move the ball quickly, and he's got I don't even know how to pronounce it. He's got twinkle toes pretty much.
As here now, that one brought and kept in bounds. Eagles. Contact made, Perone. As we'll see the ref here assigning a yellow card to Perone.
Things are getting intense now. Cards are being handed out. The ref's not playing around anymore.
16 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. 1-1 in this game. Penman had the goal from Tyler Kraft. Post with the goal from Marcus Tungy, number 8, for both teams. As Detoli to Silva. Pass a little mishandled, just bounced off Silva. Now Detoli wide side. Gets the pass out in front. Eagles gonna keep it that side of the field.
One big thing you got to keep in mind is the Penmen are down a player, so they're going to be, I wouldn't say they're going to play conservative, but they have to be more careful because now it's 11v10, so huge, in soccer it's a huge disadvantage when you're down a player.
As now here, Ortega, quick throw in to Perone. Perone got the pass off Gonzalez, looked like he took it to the gut. As Ortega did keep it in bounds. Great off-tempo pass. Perone now working its way back to the middle. Herman, little stop and start, loses 2 defenders, gets the pass off, still advancing it. Now with the crosser, deflected out of the back line, excuse me. As that's Perone heading to the corner. Caceres was taking those.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to shake up. Caceres is always taking it. He did really well taking these. So with a different player taking the corners, it's going to be interesting to see if they change the strategy, if they try to maybe go for something different.
So Perone on the inside. Gonzalez had the opportunity to field that pass and make something happen.
Just mistouched there. A huge miss opportunity. He had that whole back line all to himself.
As Moreno now wide side. Gets it off. Now back to the middle. And now we're going to kick it down to Tyler DeWallaby for that sideline commentary.
Well, at the 14-minute mark here, we are looking at 7 corner kicks for the Penmen, 7 shots on goal. But, you know, still there has been lots going on. Most notably, the red card assessed to Alejo Caceres is going to change the Penmen outlook on the rest of the game. They're going to have a good midfield and offensive output without Alejo Caceres there to help them out. And this is still just going back and forth, and it's any team's game right now. I am Tyler DeWallaby, handing this back off to Aiden and Dayton. See you soon.
As now taking it back, Tyler DeWallaby. Little sideline commentary for you all as we're getting back to the booth here with the play-by-play in color from me and Dayton.
Aiden Dayton has a good ring to it.
Aiden Dayton sounds good. Someone needs to make a movie out of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Detoli now, bottom side, Palacios. They're a ragtag duo of their own. For the Eagles here, working back to the middle, Felix Nassin. Right leg puts it up. Francisco Sousa, intended target, not able to make the connection. Herman now in the defensive pressure. Silva back in the middle. Detoli, bottom of the pitch. 1 defender in front, 2 behind him as Preston Neal shoots out of the box and picks this one up. Preston Neal Just with the low and slow pass there, Conte. Evans, wide side. Gonzalez now back to the middle, going to go back line through Conte. Chus Ortega. Back to Liam Evans. Evans, look at the speed, putting it out in front.
Penman want to push here. They want to push this ball, but really good defense by the Eagles there. But Penman got the ball back.
Great steal by the Penman. Perone, who made the steal.
In for the Eagles, number 17, Nathan Tao, and in for the Penman, number 4, Joey Van Buskirk.
Joey Van Buskirk in for the Penman. Tao back in for the Eagles. Throw in here. As Conte now here passing it, Van Buskirk. As you see, and here the Ultra fans getting loud here as the Penmen need their support. Gonzalez spins around after getting the ball back. Pass on the inside, not able to be brought home. Philip Herman was out in front of that lane to get the ball back, but contact made. Rodriguez down, pops right back up.
Yeah, this is an intense game. It's turned into quite the roller coaster. Both teams are just battling it out on the pitch, physically, mentally, and in every way. It's been such a close game.
As here now, wide side of the field with the right leg, passing it down to Sousa. Header from Sousa. Receives by Conte. As now bottom of the screen here, Nasson behind midfield. Silva pushes it up. This Eagles team really trying to find their offensive playmakers. They have a few in that attack like Tungi and Sousa, who they've been forcing the ball to quite a bit. Detoli, the facilitator. Now he's just going to take a parking lot shot, give Preston Neal an easy grab.
It's been such a close game so far. It's with 10 minutes left. I can't even predict an outcome right now. It's really a back and forth game right now, and you really never know in games like this if you're gonna end in regulation.
And sticking with Penman on their side of the bracket inside the NCAA tournament, Bloomsburg and Felician playing right now. They're in their second half. Felician up 1-0 on Bloomsburg.
Yeah, so the winner of that game will play the winner of this game. So, looking like an upset right now.
As Liam Evans stole that one. Gonzalez out in front. Has legs, not able to get the pass off. Moreno, 9 minutes to go in this second half, 1-1.
This is when the tensions build up. This is when the pressure builds up. You got 9 minutes left in a game, and it's a must-win game. It's win or go home. So pretty much you want to make sure you don't have to risk overtime or even shootout. So
Detoli behind midfield. Penman not afraid of the shootout. They definitely have the offensive players to go against it. It's just up to not putting Preston Neal in such a tough position as to have to guess on which direction he wants to try to make the save in. So now Preston Neal picks that one up and just rolls it wide side, top of the NE10 logo. That one works back through Defensive Player of the Year, Liam Evans. Penman swept award night for those 5 major awards and had 7 players on the first team in the NE10. Just an outstanding squad this season under head coach Josh Taylor in his 10th year.
Now they have possession left with 8 minutes here. You want to see them try to push this ball quickly. Maybe try to get a shot on net if it's good, maybe a goal, but they need to take possession. They need to keep it away from post right now because they are down a man, and it's hard to defend when you're down one.
As Evans lets that one roll to Neal. Preston Neal, slow pass, keeps it to Pons' side, wide of the pitch. Now tangled up in defense. Alex Pons is trying to advance that one. Leaves it up for the Penman free kick. They'll go back to Evans. Penman trying to take control of the clock themselves here, slowing things down. Usually their pace, get that ball to the outside and let their athleticism take them back to the middle. As here, Nassid, bottom of the screen, and gets it to Tao. As Rodriguez, his pass low and connected. Top of the screen. Sousa leaves it up. Rodriguez gets that pass. Header from Chus Ortega. As Iago Perez out in front here. Van Buskirk running with it. Has some space. One defender in front. Gets some space. Baseline. Tries to get the crosser and just goes off the left side of the net.
Yeah, big chance there. Huge run by Van Buskirk to get in there, get some sort of momentum, swing back in their favor. 6 minutes left now, and that was much needed. A shot on net would have been better, maybe a goal, but a really good chance, really high opportunity chance. Just couldn't connect fully.
As now working its way back through, that's Silva in the middle. Wide side of the field here with the Eagles. Back and forth between DiVincenzo and Silva. As wide side again, DiVincenzo pushes that out in front. It's received in by Ernst. Ernst battling with it. Now to Detoli. Detoli's pass. Grabbed by Nassin. Nassin slows things down here just a bit. As Silva out in front. Milagres, little stop there. Lost Philip Herman. Now back to Detoli. This Eagles team just kind of keeping on that left wide side. Going back and forth. Detoli back inside.
It's been a ridiculously close game so far.
Baseline pass, cross a bit too high to the middle. First made contact was from the Penman as it goes right back to Eagles possession. Silva to Al. To Al now going back to Felix Nassin. Repeat Defensive Player of the Year for the Eagles. As here with the right leg, keeps it low. Rodriguez, Tungi backs it up. Now with an opportunity on that left side, tries to cross out in front. Great defense from the Penman.
Yeah, that was a big defensive stop there on a high opportunity down low in the zone. Needed that step up and get something going.
As Marcus Tungi there just lost his footing. That pass looked like it was going to be able for the Penman, right for the taking, but Eagles still with possession. Huge contact made.
A really good defensive play there again. Just steal the ball away. And Penman, a few back-to-back defensive stops. They just got to keep this up.
Tungi works it back to the middle. Nassin's the one that has to track it down. Wide side. Leaves it up. Milagres. Milagres dancing around here. More pass. Another one. Silva in the middle. Detoli. Wide side. Milagres to field it. Move around the defender there. Dance on the inside. Pass crosses. Header popped up. As Preston Neal Little deflection there to keep it. Waits for a defender to get all the way up and close before picking it up.
Now you want to see some plays here from the Penmen trying to move this ball up, trying to get some sort of offense going. 3 minutes left. This is crunch time. Win or go home. The pressure's there. The intensity has to be there. And this is going to be a roller coaster override.
As Conte starts the roller coaster with going through Preston Neal. Now wide side. That pass popped up in the air off the header. Herman looked like he was closest to intended target. Contact made. Eagles possession switch. Penman. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here. 1-1, all tied up. Penman 7 corner kicks, 7 shots on goal. Post 2 corner kicks, 2 shots on goal. Everything's lining up here for the Penmen to keep possession here all the way through the final.
Yeah, they've had the opportunities, but Morano, he's been stepping up. He's made some incredible saves here in this game. Let's see if he can make a few more to keep him in this, send this one to overtime.
Wide side, Castro sends it off. Look to get Liam Evans involved there offensively. Was not able to do so. Van Buskirk knows he has to slot it through Preston Neal if they want to get any of this offense working. Now Iago Perez. As here now, bottom side. Ball's quickly moving up the pitch. Great deflection there. Castro put his body out in front.
1:30 left. Things are getting crazy. I mean, I can feel my heart rate going. I don't even want to know what they're feeling.
Totally pushing it now. DiVincenzo wide side. Dances in front of the defender. Tries to keep it base and now goes back left to the middle. Header opportunity. No one grabbed it.
1 minute remaining.
Tao with a minute left made the contact. Now Penman have to send this one deep and away to the middle. DiVincenzo fields it. Wide side. Eagles offense has to get something going. Iago Perez to touch it for the Penman. Circles back wide side. Philip Herman out and running.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Knows he has to put it somewhere. Just goes wide side with it as it's quickly rolling out of bounds. Tao to throw it in. These teams look like they're just playing for the shootout.
I don't know, though. Are they going to push it? Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so they're going to try to push it here. Try to get some quick, maybe fluke shot. 10.
DiVincenzo looked like he was going to be the one to be out in front with it as 10 seconds to go, 9.3 on the clock.
Oh
Contact made.
Oh my, this just got interesting. Top of the keep and
Yellow card assigned.
oh wow.
Arguing here about the call. Castro pleading the case.
Everyone trying to plead their case right now.
Out in front here, the Eagles just surrounding the ref. 3 Penmen out in front. Diego Perez, Chus Ortega, and Pawns. As this is going to set up.
This is going to be interesting.
This is going to be the biggest opportunity for either team all game at 9.3 on the clock. They're going to give it to Tungi.
The man that won him the game Friday. So why not give it to the man that could win it today?
As he takes his 3 steps back here, 1 to the left. The wall getting set up by the Penmen. Tungi with the right.
8,
Preston Neal makes the save.
5, 4.
Sends it away with the right as the clock dwindles down past regulation. 1-1 here as just before we get back to the next part of this. Let's check it down to Tyler DeWallaby one more time.
Southern New Hampshire won and Post won. Soccer fans, we head to overtime. 2 sudden victory overtime periods of 10 minutes each shall be played. If the team scores, the match is over.
Hello, everybody. We are getting set for overtime here of the golden goal opportunity for each team. It's going to be a thriller. Each team did not give up any chances, even though right at the end
checking back in here to some overtime soccer and the round 2 of NCAA tournament on the campus of Southern New Hampshire University. My name is Aiden Jameson, joined here with Dayton Crockett in the booth, Tyler DeWallaby on the sideline, and AJ Wilson here on the ones and twos to my left.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
As we get this one going away here, Penman tied up still 1-1 as we have 2 10-minute intervals to go through before shootouts take place. If neither team scores, first team to score wins in these next 2 10-minute periods.
Yeah, and there's a huge overlying factor above this all. There was a red card handed out with 10 minutes left in the game. And so now Penman are down a man, but they won the coin toss, so they now get the ball for to start this all off. But it's going to be high intensity. You're going to see lots of aggression here.
As this one already put out in front. Penman trying to keep possession. It's Preuss for SNHU down there trying to fight for that one, was not able to. As Totoli right back to work for the Eagles. And that first regulation part, Tyler Kraft for the Penman put one in the back of the net. And for the Eagles, it was Marcus Tungy who got that one. 2 great goals off of quick strikes between 40 seconds of each other. As now this one's working back to midfield. Diego Silva has been that lead facilitator for the Eagles through the middle back line. As now this one passed into the middle and sent away. Penman defense, Joey Van Buskirk got a hold of that one. So now here, wide side of the field, Totoli pushing it for the Eagles back to the middle. That one sent away.
Yeah, and so just an update on the bracket that's coming. Felician won their game, so they will be advancing, and the winner of this game will go on to face them. Not sure exactly what time that game will be, but they will face them.
As that game will be next Sunday, December 1st, against Felician. Penman, if winning this one, will host that game. Right back here on the campus of Southern New Hampshire University.
Yeah, we got now we got a corner for the Eagles, which it's a dangerous opportunity in anyone's team. But when you're down a man back there, it makes it a little bit harder.
Now post, corner kick, swatted up Preston Neal. Pop back into the air to Totoli. As this one going off a couple of heads here. Just deflecting off the defense. Penman stands strong here, not giving up anything.
Yeah, really good block there. Couldn't see who it was quite, but it was a really good block to get in front of the ball on a chance where Preston Neal probably couldn't see it. There were so many bodies.
As now working through backside, Felix Nasson to Silva. Silva keeps it close before sending it wide side. DiVincenzo receives the pass here, now circling his defender, going back to Nasson. Totoli, midfield, wide side, DiVincenzo puts it out in front. Log race there, battling for it between 2 Penman defenders. He still has a chance for it. The effort from the log race there before the Penman got to send it away. And now back to the middle. Ortega. Ball moving from the Penman. Getting a bit too fancy there. No one home. Miscommunication. Perone used the back of his heel to send it to the middle, but no one was there to grab it.
Yeah, so far this overtime has been very entertaining. There's back and forth action, but it doesn't seem like either team has been able to find what they want.
Now Van Buskirk going up the sideline. Preuss keeps it in bounds. Puts it through Van Buskirk. Try to get it behind him around a defender as possession flops. Eagles taking it back offensively. Looks like the last to touch it was Ta'au there, but goes out of bounds. Possession Eagles as the throw-in here from Ta'au.
This has been just an intense, crazy game from both sides. I mean, when you get a game, you score a goal, and then 40 seconds later, the other team comes back and strikes right back. You just know it's going to be a back-and-forth game. But it's just kind of in a slower pace in the second half. And now in overtime, it just seems like they're just trying to possess the ball and get the right looks, try to reduce the turnovers. Just make sure you get that ball in cleanly and get a good shot off.
Now DiVincenzo, wide side, takes it back to the middle through a pass. There, it's brought back to the top of the screen. Quick pass back. As now this one's working. Back to the middle. Tungi push it back. Silva. Now Sousa in the middle. Detoli. Right top of the P of the Penman. As back to Silva and Hemler on that left side.
4 minutes left now. Actually, a little bit under 4 minutes left. Penman now got the ball back. They want to push this ball. They want to connect on their passes. The last few times they've had it, it's resulted in a turnover. And so it's hard when you have a man down trying to push the ball up quickly. So they're trying to figure out a way to get around that hurdle, but they're going to have to try to figure it out, and it's going to be hard for them.
And as the Penman slow things down here, Castro sends it to Evans, back on the inside to Castro. And before this overtime first period got going, I was told by some others in the booth that I jinxed the Penman by talking about them getting prepared for a shootout in this one.
You may have.
And the Eagles are looking that way. They are playing perfectly here in this overtime period. 3 minutes left in this one, still tied up 1-1. Eagles maintaining possession majority of this overtime period. Now pushing it back. Penman defense surrounding, trying to get it back. Huge contact there.
You may have done the worst thing possible, and it's called the announcer's curse. And once you put the headset on, you have all the power to say the thing, and next thing you know, it's happening.
As here this pass. Stop back at the middle. Castro. Pushing it up wide side. Back to the middle. Fuentes. Gets it for Chus Ortega, who just rips it high into the left. 2 minutes left in this first overtime period.
That was another good opportunity from the Penman. He got it at the top of the box. Kind of took one step to the side, leaned back a little bit too much into that, just sent it over the net. But he had the lane. If he put that a little bit lower, put it on net, who knows what could have happened. This game may have been over.
As Ricardo Moreno for the Eagles sends it wide side. Hemler now going back. DiVincenzo working its way here, close sideline. Felix Nassin. Detoli, his pass had two men out in front. Rodriguez still fields it in the middle, in between a couple of Penman defenders, and now this one crossed back. Palacio tried to get the assist on the inside. Penman rejected it, send it right back to the top of that offensive zone.
130 left here, actually more like 120. And this game is more than intense. You can see both teams are just trying to get the littlest of edge, but it seems like neither team is ready to break. Their defenses are holding up, and they're playing so strong right now.
Palacio to the middle. Tungi working his way through off a defender. Detoli, as a minute remaining in this first offensive period. Pushed up. Penman still on the defensive side. That one's stolen away. Preuss now out and running down the sideline. Past midfield. 1 versus 3 here. 2 versus 3. Puts it out in front. Has an opportunity to connect with the pass. Does. Chus Ortega in the middle. Battling around 3 defenders. Crosses it back. Swatted away. Eagles defense hanging on strong. Penman still with time on the clock. In the offensive zone. Working that baseline crosser. Got pushed out of bounds. Corner kick for the Penman. They have to set up quickly here. Time dwindling down. 15 seconds to go.
10,
Bringing in the offense here with 10 seconds to go.
7,
Rolling with an opportunity here. 5 seconds to go. Crossing it. Looking for a header.
2,
One more from Herman. And that one sent out at the buzzer. Not able to make it connect. Philip Herman, last contact from the Penman. As that ends the first overtime period here. 1-1. Wow. We're going to kick it down to Tyler DeWallaby for a real quick sideline commentary.
So here at the intermission point now, we have both teams still tied at 1. And it looks as though this is going to come right down to the wire with an incredible amount of play going back and forth. This is going to be a thriller. It looks like penalty kicks is going to be what solves it here, but might be another overtime. We will see. Aiden and Dayton are going to continue this one for you. See you later.
Taking the handoff from Tyler DeWallaby back up here in the booth. Penman still tied 1-1 with a minute left to go. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere in these next 50 seconds. We're going to come right back with that second period overtime action. Back here for that second 10-minute period. First one went by quickly as the Penman took control at the start before quickly losing possession to the Eagles. The Eagles maintained offensive possession in their half most of that 10 minutes. Penman got quick opportunities there in the last minute. Hopefully to carry that momentum over in these last 10 minutes. The Penman really want to score and get out of here.
Yeah, it looked like they had one there at the end with that corner kick coming in, but it just went a little bit too high. Really high opportunity chances at the end of that overtime period. Still down a man, and they're looking for a win. They want to win. You can see they're hungry. It's just unfortunate with the down a man. It's hard, and you have to defend stronger. You got to attack in a different manner than you're used to. So
as the sides have flipped, Eagles defensively on the right, Penman defensively on the left. Working our way here wide side to Tolley, patiently looking to pass it. No pressure from the Penman defensively. Can't risk letting someone get free. Pawns tracked that one down. Great takeaway for the Penmen.
Yeah, you can see they're already bringing the deep ball back, which has worked for them in the past. Haven't seen it a lot today just because of the wind, but the wind is starting to pick up a little bit more. I'm watching the flag, and it looked like it went down for a little bit, but now it's starting to pick back up. So it's going to start affecting this play just a little bit more.
Now the header, Fuentes double tapped it there. Rodriguez, quick pass on the inside. Tungi slipped it through somehow as the backspin. Preston Neal just controls it, takes it out just a little bit before picking it up and setting the defense packing.
So one big thing I see in a change is the Penmen are only running one attacker right now. They usually have at least two up there at all times, but with missing a man, it doesn't look like they're going to send as many people as there usually are.
So now Fuentes surrounded, gets the pass off. Gonzalez, Castro in the middle. Wide side now here for the Penmen. It's Van Buskirk as it works its way back to Castro in the middle. He sends it right back to Joey Van Buskirk. Left leg sends it through, a snipe of a pass. Iago Perez was not ready for it. Went right by him as Nassin wide side. Looking to push it up and through. They'll go back to Nassin, slowing things down here. Now here in the second 10-minute period, same as the first, whoever scores in this wins the game. If neither team scores, we're going to shootouts. As Nassin to the middle, back to Silva. Silva just outside the island, and now back to the middle. Nassin, quick pass. DiVincenzo sends it wide side. Toley brought it in as DiVincenzo again brings this one in. As Rodriguez took a shot attempt there, but just deflected defensively. Didn't even get to Preston Neal. Oh, look at a pass from Natoli out and in front as Neal rolled it an extra inch or two before dropping down on it.
If there's someone you want to watch right now that could really change the game, Philip Herman, he has 3 game-winning goals on the season right now. And so he's definitely someone you want to keep an eye on, but I don't think he's out there right now.
As he's not. But the Penmen having the crew out there that they think has the best chance under head coach Josh Taylor there in his 10th season. Has Iago Perez on the field as Castro gets it to Perez. Fuentes was able to bring it down. Iago started running out in front for the pass as Fuentes was not able to get it there. It'll slot. Fuentes has to put the shin pad back in. Gets it in the sock, and we're able to get this thing going. DiVincenzo setting up the kick and gets it away. Wide side now. Luca Natoli just crosses midfield. Great job to fake the pass back and just keep it moving. Wide side here, Rodriguez gets it back. DiVincenzo. The Eagles' passes have been just surrounding the Penmen here, just going right around the outside, not really attacking the middle. Penmen have been excellent defensively, cutting off those lanes to the middle. As Rodriguez slips between 2 defenders, makes one fall, and that one goes off the back. Fuentes was the one who touched earth, gets back up, and gets a possession switch for the Penmen. As now Perez battling for the ball. Shoots Ortega behind the back pass. Perez is not able to bring it in.
Yeah, it's been pretty much Eagles all game, but every once in a while you've seen the Penman able to come back up, grab the ball. Looks like they're going to start getting something, but the Eagles' defense in these overtime periods have been very shut down, locked down. They're not letting them get past, especially when you got Perez back there who can make runs and get that ball.
And you can see throughout many of their games, the Eagles this season, they don't give up many goals when they do score. And when they do score, they follow in that pattern of winning games. A lot of their games won this season have been won 2-1. So they're looking to replicate that here in this one in overtime. Rodriguez starts putting it back up. Rainbow shot off the header. Penman defense looking to get some sort of stop here. Rodriguez swings it to the middle. Header, no one grabbed. Preston Neal slides his way to that left side of the net, his left side of the net. As the clock is going to keep rolling, 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this one. Penman and the Eagles battling to break the 1 goal needed to win this game. Preston Neal.
It's been an absolutely intense game so far. 3 minutes left. It's going to be interesting, the approach of both teams defensively, offensively. But who knows how this game's going to turn out. It could go either way. I mean, the Penmen have the ball right now, and they have chances galore.
As that one taken by the Penmen, now going wide side. Fuentes crosses it, keeps it low. Both Iago Perez and Gonzalez there on the inside. Neither able to get control of the ball.
They're going to stop the clock here with 2:45 now. Yeah, there was a huge chance, heavy contact, and just commotion all over the place. 2 Penmen on the ground, and now the Eagles have a chance to kind of come back, punch back, and who knows?
Now going back to the bottom here. Penman getting around, this pass out and in front. Perez has a chance. He does get it. Now going back to the middle. Great handoff pass there. Leaves it up for Perez. Perez tries to get it in between a couple of defenders and not able to, but now out and running. Van Buskirk elects to take it back for the Penmen behind midfield. Going to slow things down. Let them work through all of their playmakers.
2 minutes left. It's getting crazy. The Penmen now have the ball. They have a chance to try to do something. We've seen them try to go down the wing a few times here and use the long ball. They're going to try to use it again here. A little out of reach, but it's definitely something that they want to try to incorporate here in these last few minutes.
So now the Eagles get it back in the middle. Trying to push the pace. They know they have to score just as much as the Penmen do. Really, the Eagles looking like they don't mind to go to shootouts with the tempo they're playing at. Hemmler
playing very smart right now, just moving the ball, making sure they're connecting on passes. Maybe they're going to try to make one last rush here with 1 minute left. And who knows how this game's going to end at this point.
1 minute remaining.
I mean, if you're a Penman, I feel like they're trying to aim for the shootout right now. Just because the fact you're down a man, it's so much harder to win a game when you're down 10-11. And when you go to a shootout, you're even basically.
Both teams would have the opportunity to send out their best attacker and take the shot. Preston Neal won goalkeeper of the year in the NE10. Definitely feel confident with him back there. Just a tough position for any goalkeeper to have to play in. As Neal with 29.5 remaining gets ready to send it away. Huge 30 seconds for the Penmen offensively. Can't make a mistake and give this one up.
We saw what they did in the last 30 seconds of last last quarter or last overtime period. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Eagles can try to pull off what they did, try to get some quick rushes, which they might hear.
10, 9.
Here on the
8,
inside,
7,
10 seconds remaining.
6,
Rodriguez has the
5,
ball, goes for the crosser,
4,
and in the middle, the header,
3,
not able to find the
1.
back of the net. We're going to shootouts, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1 here at Mark A. Willett Stadium. An amazing 2 periods of overtime for both teams. They took their time, kept ball control, as now penalty kicks are going to get set up here. A quick break from us, as we'll be right back.
If the score is still tied, kicks shall continue alternating in the same order until the team has one more goal in the same number of kicks.
Welcome back to Mark A. Willett Stadium on the campus of Southern Hampshire University. My name is Aiden Jameson, joined by Dayton Crockett to my right, Harsha and AJ on the ones and twos to my left, and Tyler DeWallaby on the sideline. As we got shootouts, penalty kicks for you here. Philip Herman's going to take it first for the Penmen. And Penmen bringing in a new goalie here in Jürgen Huber for the shootouts. First Penmen shooting Philip Herman, number 9, against Ricardo Moreno. First one in for the Penmen. Ricardo Moreno dove right side. Philip Herman's shot just too fast.
Yeah, really good shot there, putting it bottom corner, making sure that there was no chance to get to that one, and he was a surefire goal basically. He was 2 for 2 already on the season for shootouts, and now make that 3 for 3.
So now up for the Eagles. Their shot in and good.
Almost got that one. Just hit off the hand a little bit.
An amazing way to answer back here.
Yeah, really good answer. 1 goal. Got to score the next one.
As that one was made, Diego Silva for the Eagles. Now sending out for the Penmen, Diego Perez. Moreno up for his second. Diego Perez first. Sends it away and hits it left side. Diego Perez nails it.
Playing some mind tricks there. First shot, other side. Now he sends it over there. Really good shot. Clean, crisp. Made sure that one wasn't going to miss at all.
So now walking out for the Eagles, Luis Rodriguez. Ready to get this one going. Jürgen Huber back in net still for the Penmen. Warmed him up right before the game ended. Rodriguez. Stutter step up front. Huber dives to the right side. Almost got his hands on that one. These ones are just barely sneaking through on both sides.
Yeah, that one, same place that Perez put it. So it's like the teams are just shooting for the same spots.
Now Castro out to take this one for the Penmen.
2-2 tie right now. Intense little shootout here. I mean, this is a win or go home, so you don't want to lose.
Castro sets back to send it away. Goes left side. Gets Moreno to guess wrong. Celebrates afterwards.
Had some words there for Moreno. Started him chirping him a little bit. You love to see that, the love for the sport that these players have. It just shows in that celebration how much this really means to a team.
I mean, biggest game these teams have played all year, round 2 NCAA tournament. Neither team has made it past this point in the last 5 years. Huber dove to his left. DeToli went to his right.
Another goal.
3-3 here in shootouts. Here, sending out Martin Fuentes, the Penmen, going out for their 4th. As Moreno set in the middle. Gets ready to go. This one wide open left side. Moreno chose wrong.
Yeah, and there's another one. Goal for you, goal for you, goal for you. I mean, it's hard to be a goaltender in these situations. You got to guess the right side and hope and pray. But these players, they know what they're doing. They're shooting it exactly where they want it, and they're burying it. They're not going to leave any room for error for the goalies. So,
as Jürgen Huber with an opportunity to be the Penman savior in this one. As this one, DiVincenzo, little stutter, got the jump initially. Circles in front of Huber. Celebrating, tapping the chest as it's 4-4 now. Eagles answering back every single time. Now here, set up for the Penmen to get going again. Now, first time, Danny Gonzalez getting ready to get this one away. Moreno in net. Gonzalez steps up and misses off the crossbar. High to the left side. Danny Gonzalez missed. Off the crossbar. Took the shot on the inside, and now walking up, the man from Friday, Marcus Botungi.
oh my, that was, oh no.
Has the opportunity here for the Eagles to take it. NCAA second round, Botungi! Jürgen Huber saves it!
Save the Penman season!
Got low, guessed right. What a play from Huber.
The star from Friday is not the star of today. What a save!
Gets out and in front of that one. Got low. And now the Penman's still alive. Wow. Captain and defensive player of the year now walking up to the plate, Liam Evans.
Home crowd loved that save. You could see everyone.
Has the chance here. A captain of this team the whole season. A leader. Someone that the team looks up to, not only defensively, but just as a player. Evans gets it to go.
This is big. This is big.
The captain, Evans, humble as ever, walks away after that one.
If this is a save or a miss, this is game. Penman win. So this is huge. The pressure is on. No room for error for either the goalkeeper or the shooter. This is win or go home. This is movie.
Fabian Ernst sets up Huber off of an amazing save, back in net. Quickly, this one off and fires. Got it right back. The Eagles not going away. Ernst. What a way to answer back after two amazing plays by the Penmen. As the handoff here made, walking up to the plate. The Penmen, another opportunity. This time it's Chus Ortega out there.
I'm not even out there. My heart's racing.
Sends that one away. A rocket. Top bins.
Wow. He didn't leave anything behind that, did he?
Chus Ortega put his whole leg behind that one. Sends it through. Huber again with an opportunity to be the Penman savior. Walking up here, Francisco Sousa for the Eagles.
To ice the game. Send post home with a loss. Huber has a huge chance here to put Penman pride on his back.
6-5 here at Mark A. Willett Stadium. Penman up 1. That one just easy for Sousa. Left side shot. Huber dives to his left. Wrong decision. Penman again. Mateo Perone now walking out there.
This is just crazy. Who's going to win? 6-6 on kicks. And, geez, this is just intense at this point.
Now setting up. Perone in front of Moreno. Moreno slow to walk out. Perone waiting on him. Gets that one away, and it's swatted. Ricardo Moreno wags the finger. Dives to his left and sends it out.
Wow, that was a really good save there. Able to dive, swat, get those big mitts out there, and stop that ball from getting anywhere near the net. That's exactly what you wanted in a shootout from your goalkeeper. Keep you in this one. Now you got a chance to ice it, send them home.
Palacios sets the ball down. Jürgen Huber dancing in the middle as the drum lifted off. Santiago Palacios ends it for the Eagles. An upset here in round 2. The Penmen not able to hang on in shootout penalty kicks here in this one. Ricardo Moreno sets up the goal save as Jürgen Huber and the rest of this Penman squad feeling the weight of that loss here at home. Number 7 post with an amazing upset on the road. This bracket filled with upsets in this second round. Penman hate to be a part of it here in this one.
A historic season coming to an end for such a beautiful run from this Penman team. Any champions and sweeping the any 10 majors. I mean, you had such a good record. Like, in a way, the only way to go from there is to win the NCAA. But if you're a Penman, you're happy with what you achieved this season. Don't, lower your heads. Look up. You got a beautiful team to build off of next year, and you had an amazing season. Yeah, this is a heartbreaking loss, but you have so much more to look up for.
And this squad under head coach Josh Taylor in his 10th season felt like they had the magic in their feet, winning the whole thing for the NE10. And now moving on to NCAA postseason, they hadn't moved on past this point in 6 years, and it felt like this team was different and put it all together. They had amazing plays and some even better players playing for them. I mean, head coach Josh Taylor had a squad to work with, but determination and an answer to just clock management and hard work, the Post Eagles move on, number 7 seed, with such a big win here now. Going to take on number 6 Felician into the next round.
Wow. Did not expect a game like that to end like this. I mean, you know it's going to be neck and neck when you're in playoff soccer. It's going to come down to the end. A lot of times it doesn't come down to overtime. Usually it's settled there. Shootouts, that's heartbreaking.
As here in the booth, watching this Penman team walk off. Stick around for a few handshakes. Some of them are. This one's a sad and tough loss for this entire team. Like you said, sweep those 5 major awards at the NE10. As we're getting ready here to move it down to Tyler DeWallaby for his post-game interviews in just a few minutes here. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you tune around for those, as we'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. I am Tyler DeWallaby here with Ricardo Moreno, the winning goaltender in today's NCAA matchup. Ricardo, obviously this second round win is huge for your team. 7-6 in penalty kicks after a basically gridlocked game between the two of your teams. What really worked? What propelled your team to this win to kind of beat the favorite in this game?
Well, it's just been an amazing work from the whole team. We faced them as a ranked game at the beginning of the season. We were a completely different team, and we wanted our revenge. Very, very tight game, even with the red card. We both knew how to defend, both teams, and honestly, when you get to the penalties, it's a lottery. So lucky that I guessed the right side, and then all of my teammates, not only Santi the last one, but all the ones before, put it in.
You know, you chose a side and it worked. That save was huge, an absolutely huge save that really propelled you to that win. Was it the defense that really made the difference in tonight's game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for both sides. I mean, when we get to penalties, it's because of course we cannot score, and we did a fantastic job suffering the whole first half, and then Snoo did an amazing job as well at locking it down with one man less. So yeah, definitely.
I think I speak for everyone when I say good luck in your next matchup and enjoy that win.
Thank you.
All right, we will be here with head coach Haley of the Eagles in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
So as we heard there from Ricardo Moreno, how important the defense ended up playing out for his team. You know, he was such a huge part of that, being the anchor back there in the net through everything, even the penalty kicks at the end. An amazing job all around from the Eagles. And like Ricardo Moreno said, this next round is going to be so huge for this team, moving on past the second round for the first time in 5 years. And as Tyler DeWallaby makes his way over and grabs Coach Ted Haley of the Eagles, we will be right back.
Hello, everyone. I am Tyler DeWallaby here with head coach Haley of the Post Eagles. A big win here on the Penman turf. Obviously, a couple of months ago, you had, that was a big looming over the head. But, aside from that, tonight's game was a huge defensive effort for both sides and a huge performance from your goalkeeper, Moreno. How did his play influence your team for the entire game?
Yeah, we were a little bit worried because he picked up a little bit of an injury the other day, and so we didn't know whether he was going to actually be able to play, but he's been phenomenal for us all year. And he just did. He made a couple really big saves in the run of play, and then obviously in the shootout made a couple or one big one for us. So that's what we needed. So he's been brilliant, though.
You know, as we talked about the other day in your game, or after the game versus UDC, you guys had a huge communication effort all throughout the game. Players practically barking at each other to stay on their side or anything like that. It still continued tonight. Did that influence your win at all tonight?
Yeah, I think it's a tight group, and they get after each other. Sometimes it gets a little bit heated, but the communication we've worked on from the beginning, and you know, there's a lot of new players, so it's nice to see that they're actually growing into what we talked about early on, just the little details that we're taking care of, and those little things that come out in really tight matches that are paper thin. It comes down to little things like communication and just making sure that we're continuing to fight in the right direction.
All right, well, I have been Tyler DeWallaby. This has been head coach Haley. I think I speak for everyone, and, you know, I heard it when I was coming over to get you at the bench. On to Felician. Good luck, and hope you get the win.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to send it back up to Aiden and Dayton for the closer. I have been Tyler DeWallaby. You all have a wonderful night. Sending it back up to Aiden. See you later.
And as that ends it, we take the handoff from Tyler DeWallaby on the sideline. Post takes a huge upset win against the number 2 seed Penman. They move on to the third round and will play 6th seeded Felician University on Sunday, December 1st. Then December 7th, quarterfinals will be hosted by the highest remaining seed in Super Region 1. For my partner Dayton Crockett, Tyler DeWallaby, and everyone else here in the booth, my name is Aiden Jameson. Thank you so much for tuning into this one. Tell someone you love them, and have a great rest of your night.
Peace.